Hello, my dear friends. How are you doing today? It's, I think, my first video in 2023, right? So, today we are going to talk about the leadership and the characteristics of the leadership, especially if you want to become a bold leader. Bold leader in a sense who accept the challenges and who believes that the changes without the comfort zone, and once all the our employees, maybe a military leader, maybe a political leader, maybe a teacher, maybe a religious leader, whoever it is, uh, he is or she is, how to what are the strategies and what are the facts that that we can achieve as a board leader. So these are the complement things, and these are the phases, and these are the things that you should have to become a board leader, right? First thing is you have to accept the challenges, right? Traits are of the these are the traits of a board leader. So you have to take a risk. Unless you number one is you have to take a risk. Unless you become uh, taking who's accepting the challenges and who's taking the risks, you cannot be a all leader, right? I would like to explain you a small example. About the Ukrainian war. Still, Russia is one country, and NATO more than 27 countries. Uh, in a one side and Russia in another side, in the opposite side, they are attacking with each other. NATO not directly, they don't uh, involving attacking to Russia, but they supply the ammunitions, logistics, and weapons and training and other facilities and the military hardware and the infrastructure they supply for Ukraine. So that's why uh, the United States and on its allies, they strongly believe that they could win this war, but I don't know at the end what will happen. Very recently, as you know, Mr. Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, he went to United States also, and also he has maybe he has a plan to win the war. Look at the bold leadership. You have to accept the challenges. So he accept the challenges as a leader. So on a one side, I think he's a great leader, right? So you should take the risk. He never leave the people and run away from the country because he wants to run the country. Uh, More than that, he wants to be with the people of Ukrainian people and face the consequences, right? And the second thing, if you want to, once we talk about the traits of the board leadership, and challenges are the status quo. So challenges are the status of the queue. Challenges can be various, from person to person, from situation to situation, from company to company, from country to country, from society to society, from whatever the background, from environment to environment, it could be changed. And that's number two. Number one is taking the risks and accept the risks, and challenges are the status quo. And that's the second thing. And third thing is, you should, if you want to become a leader, if you want to become a bold leader especially, you must have to have a results driven skills. What are the results driven skills? It's a kind of you can say result oriented and successive oriented person, right? These things, once we talk about the experience, once you learn from the mistakes, once you learn from your previous mistakes, and once you learn the previous defeats, and once you get the education, and maybe you are a very intelligent person. So it depends on the your capacity and your capabilities. That's we call it as the results driven. Results driven. Once it when it comes to the results driven methodologies, there are so many things we can talk. It differs from the environment to environment, differs from the subject to subject, right? And number four is confident in their and other capabilities. If you have a team, especially, let's say you have a team, you have team members, you have a sales team, or you have a research team, you have a scientist, or you have a military team. You have to believe the people's capability. Let's say, for example, cricket team, and you know FIFA World Cup 2022, Argentina won. So how they have won this thing? Because actually they have a confident. They have a confident of Messi. Messi, especially, he had a confident in their and others' capabilities. Actually, he have mobilized the capabilities and centralized the capabilities properly, and decentralizing properly, and he's acquired the weaknesses of the on his opponents, and on his, you cannot say they are not their enemies and opponents, right? So once the Hitler says, I don't say Hitler is a good person, but anyhow, there is a quote that he says about the enemy. You have to always uh, rectify, recce the people of your opponents, of your whatever the situation you are, and always find the weak points of the opponents, or find the weak points, unless you are do not vigilant, unless you do not have the capability of finding the other's mistake, especially the opponent's mistake, and not only the mistake, the weak points, you can say. uh, Everybody can do the mistakes, it's a normal thing. So you have to have a confident in their and the others, your team members' capabilities, right? That's number four. Number five, of course, empowers the people and achieve the success. Empowers the people. How can you empower the people? You always have to encourage them. You always have to be with them. You have to always have to be polite with them. You should always be guide them. People can make mistakes. That's a normal thing in the human life. In any environment, anything can be happen at any time in anywhere, right? So that's not a question. The question is, how can you mobilize things? How can you maneuverable the people, especially once you come when it comes to the empowers the people and the achieve the success? There are key certain rules you have to follow up. Especially, you have to be with them, right? And you have to guide properly, and until the final moment you should be with them. So most of the people, once they feel the defeat, they run away from the maybe the battlefield, from the field, you can say, right? So number five is also very important, empowers the people to achieve the success, right? And number six, also very important point, competent and delegating the task. You have to delegate, you have to segregate and delegating the task to the people. You can say it's a kind of segregation, it's a kind of manipulation. uh, how can you those targets, how can you achieve? What are the strategies I have to use? What are the techniques that I have to use? So, like a kind of a, you can say, kind of a feasibility study, right? That's number six. And number seven, we have to be always ethical and taken. You should be able to capable of having a responsibility, and you should have to have acts ethically and responsibilities, right? This is the most important thing. Most of the people in Sri Lanka, we don't have this thing, right? So there is a something I have to say you about this matter. Acts ethically and the responsibility. Most of the people in our parents, in their grandparents also, we used to take the responsibilities after we get married only. Perhaps about myself and about my life. When I was talking about the early 1980s and early 1990s, I was the pet in my home. I was the I was the what I can say. I was everything depends on my parents, especially from my mom. Without her, I cannot work out. I cannot wash my clothes even. But after I come to, um, I was becoming 25, 24. Uh, at the age of 24 only, I got to know what's the life, what's the responsibility, how can I gain the task, and how can I achieve the responsibilities, achieve the success, how can I be a result oriented person, how can I become a productive oriented person, likewise. So acts ethically and the responsibility is uh, another key to the success, and it traits of a ball leader, right? That's number 7. If you are not ethical, if you are embarrassing to others, and if you are not working as the responsibilities you have and take a responsibility, if you are not capable, if you are not fit to the task, it means to say that uh, there's a tragedy after that. You will fail your life and you will fail, especially when it comes to the industries, especially in production environment and especially the busy environment, especially the factories, and especially the people around you. They will be laughing at you, right? So acts ethically. Acting ethically is the most important thing in our leadership skills, to build up the leadership skills, right? And that was number 7, and number 8 is champions changes. Always champions will be change. You will be defeated one day. You will be lost one day. You will be winning one day. This is the human life. Always we cannot accept the same results as we ever expected, right? If it is true, if there is a loser only, there will be a winner. If there is a winner, must there must be a thousands of losers, right? Look at the lotteries, look at the people who achieve their goals like that, right? If you say example, if you're not think out of the box, how can we have aircraft carriers today? We can go from New York to London within a few hours, right? In the early 1970s and early 1980s, we had Concorde Airline, right? Supersonic airlines. We don't have the missiles, we don't have the mobile phones, we don't have the satellites, we don't have the internet and email, and we don't have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and WhatsApp, Messenger, and whatever it is, right? LinkedIn, those kind of things, right? We don't have the YouTube, you don't have the Google, right? These things. So things are changing, right? So let's talk about something in early 90s, early 1900. What has happened in this world? There is a I think this story I have spoken to you before, earlier before, about the Marie Curie and Pierre Curie, right? They are the father. They are the forefathers of the radioactivity, right? Especially uranium, thorium, polonium, radium. Those are the high-powered radioactive radioactivity elements, right? Marie Curie and the Pierre Curie is the Pierre Curie died in his early ages. In his 30s, he faced to an tragic accident, deadly accident, and he was wounded and he died. But Marie Curie continues her legacy, and after that, she got a cancer. She is suffering from the cancer because of the high radioactivity elements she was exposing her body, and but she had only 2 dresses, right? I do not know whether she had children or not. I'm not sure about it. But Marie Curie was the founder of the uranium polonium, right? So we have a lot of energy resources today. Look at the global consumption of the radioactivity and especially nuclear power. all the nuclear power plants running today and millions of billions of people having electricity today, and the other as an energy source, as a nuclear power plants as an energy source, she made a she deserved her life to the chemistry, right, to the nuclear chemistry. And so this is these are the people who changed the world, right? uh, so this why should I tell you this example? Because actually champions can change things, can change in the world, right? So she Thomas Alva Edison also, I want to add you. And Thomas Alva Edison 999 times failed to produce the electric bulb. Finally he won. So look at this scenario. 999 times he failed, and he at the attempt of the 1000 attempt, number of 1000 attempts, after that he won the uh, he won, and he found the electric bulb. Without him, without Thomas Alva Edison, we might not have the electricity and the electric bulb today, right? Without electric bulb we cannot live today. So this is a great success, great innovations in the human life, human history, in the mankind. So this is called the leadership, right? So number 9, leads by an example and with the humanity. You have to be humanity with the example, leads with the example. You have to always say to your team and to your team members and to your members and to your society, leads by the examples, right? And you have to have a piece of humanity as well. Without humanity, leaders cannot be successful, right? Am I correct? I don't know. A lot of leaders, for example, military leaders, sometimes they are very harsh, sometimes they are very bad, sometimes they are very badass, right? Uh, so you cannot expect the things always. Things are not happening the way we want, right? So it leads by the examples and also with the humanity. That's the most important thing. That's number 9. And number 10, you have to believe in changing society for the better. Right? Actually, let me add you something regarding of this thing. If you believe the changing the society for the better, some of the things cannot be happen at once, and some of the things cannot change at a time. Two, three things can be changed at a time and simultaneously, and multiple changes can be happening in a society, whether it's a politically, whether it's a society, whether it's a religious way, whether it's economically, whether it's weather and the climate change, or in the science and the industry and sociologically, and whatever the impact comes, we should believe that things. I mean, things can change at any cost at any time, right? But the leadership should not be changed. Leadership skills should not be changed, because the leader is a leader, right? Until his final moment. Believe in change. For example, me, always I believe the change, right? Things are not happening the way I want in my life and in your life as well. So believe in changing the society from the better, right? I repeat again, from the better. So there is most important thing, number 10, uh, because sometimes some leaders, they don't believe their followers, they don't believe the changes, they want to have same thing. They're fearing to believe the changes happening in the society for a better. They think sometimes and every time things can be happen and should be happen the way, not the way as it is, the way they wanted. Especially in the political saga and the political uh, world, geopolitics, as well as Sri Lankan politics, as well as everywhere. especially the third countries and especially the Asian countries, especially the SAARC countries, and also especially the South America and especially in African countries. This is a common scenario, right? So believe in changing the society from the better. You have to be rethink again, right? How can you change the society? You cannot change the society the way it wants, right? The way you want it. It takes you. It takes you some time to change the society. It will inherit it, and it will inherit it, and it will embed it, and once you retrieving from the previous lessons, once the society has absorbed and the previous retrieving and manipulating the things which we had in earlier before, if you do not forget the society, the past which has happened to you personally or into the society, as a country, as a nation, especially in a country like Sri Lanka, you have to believe the change in society for the better, right? This is this is the most tragic thing, and this is the most vulnerable thing. Uh, Sometimes the consequences can be happen, and but unfortunately, our people never believe and never having a faith to accept the changes as it is, right? They want to rebuttal, they want to have a lot of things that are telling, blah blah, do this thing, do that thing, like this. But before it becomes very late, we have to be believe the changing, and whether whether you trust it or not, if something has to be happen, it will happen, right? And Buddha says once, only unchangeable thing in this world is changing. Everything is changing in this world. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. Come on, year is a long term. It's a kind of a long period of time. Year means before, when we talk about early 20th century, early 19th century, early mm, perhaps in 20th century also, year is it's a long period of time because many things can be happen in the geopolitics as well. So this is it's a kind of a long video, and this is my video today. It's my first video into 2023, and wish you a happy new year again. And we pray for your always for your success and for your better future. And let me complete my mission to you, and let me give you something which is vulnerable to you, something which is educated to you, something which is useful to you, something which is valuable to change your life, right? This is kind of a philosophical ideas. I would, whenever I have a time, I will give you this kind of small videos. In this episode, I was talking about the leadership, right? Anyway, God bless you, Buddha Saranai, and also God will bless you. Keep in touch, and please, if you can, like the videos and comment the videos and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much. See you in another great video. Have a great day. Bye bye.